Luke, I wanted to ask you, have you had any experience of censorship occurring on campus? And if so, what has that looked like and what have you done to overcome that?
Not so much actually in Galway. We've seen different things. We saw stuff with the unplanned film, obviously, where
Yes.
there was where the film was being screened, and there was a protest against the screening of the film. So I suppose that would have been one area of censorship. But we're very lucky in Galway in that we actually have official recognition. Um, so that's really a positive down there. You know, we're one of the few universities in Ireland that has maintained that.
That's amazing. And in terms of positive indications, have you seen any positive indications of a change in the culture among your pro-life peers, among culture in general? Are people getting more involved that are pro-life? And is the culture around you changing?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's a big reason for hope. As Jason was saying earlier, you know, we didn't go
Mm,
away, because obviously for those of us on the pro-life side, this is an issue of life or death. So losing a referendum, so to speak, is not going to put us back in our box.
mhm.
Passionate. And I know, you know, last week you interviewed Melissa from Cork.
Yeah.
She was saying how she voted yes, and now she's a committed pro-life volunteer. And like we see so many stories like that, or so many of
Mm,
my friends, the movement is growing rather than receding.
mhm.
Um, and you know, we need to keep active, I think, is the main thing. We need to keep talking to people, keep conversing, keep dialogue open. And like one of the things that Melissa was saying to you last was about the amendments that went through
Mm,
or the amendment bill, amendments
yes.
such as pain relief, you know, that the unborn child to be granted pain relief prior to late term abortion. And to see the government reject amendments like that was really upsetting. And I think made a lot of people
Mm,
who voted yes stop and reevaluate or rethink the situation, you know.
mhm.
So
I totally agree. And in terms of the abortion referendum, the youth vote played a huge part in passing the referendum. How can pro life students engage with their peers effectively to help, have a conversation with those people that did vote yes and to help a current of change come within them?
definitely it's something that we're working on. So there's huge initiatives that we plan on pushing now. COVID-19 kind of stopped us in our tracks in Galway. But like we had plans for a baby changing room, babysitting ideas for to make campus a parent friendly.
Mm,
So we had huge things like that, and that's something that I would hope people on both sides of the abortion debate could unite on. And it's through, you know, finding that little bit of common ground and then talking to people about the legislation and, you know, about like I was looking at recently, we saw photos online of the women that were queuing with buggies and little children outside the Capuchin Day Centre
mm,
in Dublin, queuing for nappies and baby food. So you know, while this government might suggest that they're the champion of women's rights, we only have to look at images like that to see that you know, that they have left people behind, and that
mhm,
abortion wasn't the right answer. Now
mhm,
there is, as I was saying, great reason for hope in that one thing that we did do in Galway as well was we got out canvassing when for the general elections for some pro-life candidates. We had people canvassing in all ends of the country,
very good.
and it was just phenomenal to see the result of that election. The 15 TDs who opposed the abortion bill and voted against it at the very end, they were all re-elected, returned to Leinster House, and
Yeah.
that was phenomenal. There were a lot of people out of their parties, or you know, being really targeted campaigns against them because they were pro-life, and to survive that and come back in so strong with 15 re-elected, it was just fantastic. And many on the pro-choice side lost their seats. So I think it
Mm,
shows that certainly being pro-life and being vocal about your pro-life views isn't going to you're not going to be punished for that by the
mhm.
public. so to speak. So I think it shows that we need to speak out, and there's great hope, real hope for the future.
Totally. There's so much positivity in everything you just shared with us. So thank you.